this is one of them. So let's jump into this. So let's go through the agenda. As you've seen before, we'll do a quick introduction. We'll talk about content creation and AI, which is the hot topic. We'll go over a few settings in Confluence, which could be beneficial for you to know, like content manager, space details, general settings, and access to Confluence spaces, which we also have a change as well, which is happening, and lock down the Confluence spaces. We'll look at the content settings. We'll explore how search can be possibly done in Confluence, and we'll share some support resources, and hopefully we'll have time for some Q&A. Based on the feedback that Rob, Michelle, and I received previously, I included more hands-on activities for this session, which I will copy them into the chat. So please check the chat when I want you to do that, so then we can have some sort of interaction happening at the same time. Cool. So let's jump into this straight away. What is Confluence? Confluence is a knowledge management and collaboration tool. We can create content in Confluence. We can share it. There is a tight integration between Confluence and Jira, so we can bring a lot of, for example, filters from Jira, dashboards, and everything else, which Atlassian allows us to do, bring it to the Confluence. Confluence can explain the why we do what we do, and Jira can explain what we actually do. When Confluence was born, it was born in 2003, just 1 year after Jira was born by Atlassian. So it goes for a good 22 years. And since then, different versions came to life. First topic is navigation. So I'll go to my navigation. So I'll open up my Jira. How can I get into Confluence? If you go to Jira, you can find Confluence just as one product of Atlassian in your screen. We're going to do some activity here. So the activity is mainly allowing us to customize our left sidebar and make it more useful for what we want to do. So I'm going to copy and paste the activity, and we'll do it all at the same time. This is the first time I'm doing this, so if anything don't go on plan, that's maybe if I, cool. Let's go ahead with this one for now. Cool. Let's follow the URL. Can I ask everyone to go to that URL where it says go to a URL? And if you have landed to the same page as mine, just give me a thumb up so I know that we are on the same page. Thanks, Michelle. Cool. Jason, Kia, thank you. Cool. From here, if we go through the third line says click on ... more, which is here on my screen. And if I go down here, I can see customized sidebar. This is where you can see different options which are appearing here in a high section. And depending on what you do now or in the future, you can just move one item and bring it up to the visible part. Not only that, we can also change the order of them in a way which it suits us. Give me thumbs up if you've done the same thing as me or you understand the concept. Cool, thank you. By saving this, now if you look at the left sidebar here, it is just how I want it to be, or at least I know where to go to customize it and make it more useful. Cool. You can revert it back to what you want to do. For me, what works is if I go to customize sidebar, I would like to see a spaces first, task, not really, and I would like to see a start and recent. Yes, I do work with recent, and none of these are useful for me, so I'm gonna stick with what I feel comfortable. Cool. This is Confluence. So the sidebar is on left. As you can see, it was on top before. Atlassian changed that not long ago, maybe a month or two, and everything else is appearing here. So you see the star spaces here, and you can see all of the spaces if you click on View All Spaces. In case if you're looking for a space, you can search for that here. The spaces are tagged in the personal space and trashed space as well if you have any, but you can toggle between what is personal space and what is not personal space. For example, we do have Atlassian administrators knowledge base. This is a space for everyone. At the same time, if I go back there, I have my personal space. So everyone would have their own personal space. What is a space? A space is a container to put different content types in Confluence. Then we dive into the topic of content. So I want you to just, it's the second activity. This is about creating different types of content. First of all, we want to navigate and find our personal space. So where can we find personal space? So navigating and finding the personal space, if you don't know it exists so far, you need to go to your avatar and over there, go to personal space. Can I see some thumbs up if you could find the same option as you have as I have on my screen? Perfect. So if I click on my personal space, I will come to a section which is the name of the space is my initial and then my full name. So you should have the same option as well. Then let's create some content. When we say content, content is not just pages. There are different types of content. Let's go through some slides to make it more clear. So we have page type content, which is very familiar with everyone. So we can create a page and put some information there. There's another type of content, which is blog in Confluence. We can create blog as well. We can create whiteboards, which is very similar to Miro that we have, but from Atlassian. That means there is a tight integration between whiteboard and Jira at least. Then we have database, which is another type of content that we have in Confluence, which we'll go through it together. On top of the content types, we also have smart links, which are a way to link external documents to Confluence and bring them inside the Confluence rather than send the user outside. Just keep the content and navigation within Confluence. And last one is a folder. So Confluence was lacking the folder feature in a way to put different pages under one title, and we had to use, for example, parent page and put the children. Now we can use folder and put everything underneath of that. We'll go through some activities for each of them. Cool. So now that we know there are different types of content, what I want you to do is to create content. As you can see on my screen, there is the content here. There is a plus button here. Here I can create the content. It asks you which type of content you want to be created. I can also create click on this create button here as well. And underneath here, also I can create content. So you can see there are 3 places that I can create content on that. For this purpose, I'm going to use the button here, and I'm going to paste the second activity. So let's follow along with that. Let's create a new page. Technically, go to content and click on page. There will be a section for a name. I'll give it demo page. Do you guys have access to create the same one or not? Yes, perfect. Kia, I'll get back to you on that one. Cool. So for now, let's just publish the page. When you want to publish, so, okay, demo page, new, I guess. Cool. When you want to publish a page or a content, you have the option to keep that page for any reason restricted between yourself and your colleague, or leave it open for everyone to see. So for this purpose, I'll just leave it open and I publish the page. Next one is to create a whiteboard. Let's go and create a whiteboard. So I click here and I select whiteboard option here, and I would give it a name as, so I changed the name here. So I said whiteboard demo new, and that's it. Next one is to create a database. So I go, now I don't want to scroll up, I just have the option here. So I click create, and I create a database, and I just change the name to database demo new. And for the last item, please check the chat. I'm going to copy and paste a link. Cool.
I got lost on the database bit.
Sure. Just click on create, Jason, and then.
Oh, there it is. Yep.
Yeah, cool. So for the fourth option, where it says create a smart link, what I want you to do is to create on create, and then copy the link which I posted in the chat. And so I click on smart link, and I just paste the URL which I passed over there in the chat. So when I click on add a smart link, I'm bringing that page into my Confluence space. This could be a really good case for times that we want to refer to different, say, Miro board, Lucy chart, or any other types of external documents, and we don't want the user to leave the Confluence so they don't get distracted. So this could be a really good use case. And depending on the permission you set at source, this will inherit that permission, meaning that if this document doesn't have write permission, you don't have write permission there, it will respect that. So here it's the same thing. So all are respected. It's a really good way to bring everything there together. Now, so we all created empty ones there. Let's go and create the folder. So I'm just copying the last step here, and you can follow me on my screen, or we can do it together. So if I go to create, this time I'll create a folder, and I call it as, so it wants me to put a name. I said, I will say demo new. Now, what I want you to do is to start dragging the content, that 4 content types we created, to the folder. I'll go slowly. So database, I just drag it and I bring it there. So here and page. Okay. So in this case, I have my demo new folder, as well as every single content which I created. You can see this is the good way to organize pages which have a common theme. Previously, we used to do that with parent page, but now this one does the job for us. Cool. So far, enjoying the activity or no? Yes, no? Good. Thanks, Gil. And yeah, perfect. This is just purely coming back from the feedback which we got, and that's why we need to get your feedback so we can improve on what we do. Perfect. Now, let's look at the next part. So now we know that what content is, where AI comes to play in this scenario. So AI in Confluence can help us with research and with search and discovery. So we can use natural language to search for something, which we'll go through some examples there. It can help us to summarize the content in a very nice way, and it can also help us to create content as well. So it works on 3 different dimensions. We can ask AI questions. For the consumption, we can get a summary of what is this page is about by clicking on a summary. And we can also see what has been changed since we last visited a page, which is a really handy part when it comes to looking at the page, which is very long. So we'll go through some examples with them. How can we activate the content creation part? So first, let's go through some other parts which I just mentioned before we jump into that. So in terms of search, we go to content creation at the end. So here I can search for where can I find the last Confluence update. That locks down spaces. Okay, so I can click on, I can just press enter and just search, but I can go with Ask AI. So if I go with Ask AI, it will go through and look at this from with the AI perspective to that. So you can see that it takes me to the exact document it's related to. Changes to default access in Confluence FAQs. So we can use natural language if we decide to use the Ask AI feature here. So I would recommend you to use that. The other part is about the consumption. So if we go here and look at the summarize button here, it can summarize the entire page for you. Whichever page you are, it can help you with that. So if you have a long page, you can just use the summarize. So these are the different ways for consumption of the content. The other one that it can help is helping with definitions. So do I have any definitions here? Say, I'll go with service wow. So I can click on define and it looks at the content from the Woolworths perspective as well. So we can use define, we can use search. Now let's look at the third part of the AI where it helps us to create content. So I go back to where I was. So if I go here, I go to my personal space, that's where you also go as well. And let's navigate to the demo. Let's open the demo page here. Okay, cool. So I'll add some instruction for you for this section as well in the chat. Let's do this together and we just go along the way. First of all, go to your page. I'm in my page. I need to edit the page. So I click on this edit pencil here or press E on my keyboard. So for this one, I just press that. So let's go to the main page and start typing /AI. When the AI came up, just click on that and copy the prompt which I've put it in the chat for you. Woolworth is launching a new marketing campaign for New Zealand. That paragraph I mean. So I Control-C that and I bring it here, AI, enter, and then I paste that there and I just enter. Everyone is following?
Cool. Nearly, hang on. I've lost it. Okay.
I just want you to get the experience of creating, then you can perfect it. Just knowing where things are is the main objective of this session.
Abbas, can you quickly go back to the start of this demo page new?
Sure, of course I can. So here, I just go /AI, and I select AI, and I just paste what I have in my clipboard, which is copied from there. And then I just press enter on my keyboard. Are we following?
I'm just waiting for the results.
Yeah, it does take some time. Yeah.
All right, and then we just hit insert.
No. Wait for that. So here, just watch my screen. We need to a little bit refine it. So here, I would say, which I have there, I said put them into a table format, and then press enter again. So you can refine what AI gives you, similar to Gemini, similar to any other ones that you've used, to make it in the way which you like it to look like. Cool. I can see some people are reacting. Perfect. Excellent. So now this is what I want. I can make further changes, but all I want is you get the process and you'll perfect it. So now I go with insert here. So I have a page there, and we can do a lot of things with that. For now, just update. So let's move on to our next exercise. So this time we're going to generate content for whiteboard. So I'm going to copy and paste the instruction. Please check the chat box. Cool. So now I go to my whiteboard, and it says go to whiteboard you just created. Perfect. From plus select generate. So where is that plus? So first of all, I close this one. Everyone is following? Just give me a thumbs up. Yes, perfect, cool. Now, when I talk about the plus button, I'm talking about this one here. So if I go here and I click on generate a sticky notes beta, it will open up a section for me. So I copy and paste the same content, the same command that I had. So let me to just grab it again. Woolworths is launching a new campaign. So that sentence, I mean. So I just paste it there again. Everyone is following. I just press submit.
Oh, that.
Jason, you're all good?
Do you want a sticky note? Sorry, I just didn't know which bit you're pasting, but I figured it out. I've got it.
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah.
Cool. Now, again, the purpose is just demonstrating. I'm not going to correct them, but for now, let's sit on this. Now, next step is I want you to click on one of those cards there and click on generate similar. It will go through some thinking. Okay, mine gave error message. I hope yours don't, but let's try again. Acceptable use violent. Okay. Let's see. Cool. And I go insert. Now, what I want you to do is to select all of the cards you have and then click on group related. Everyone is following? Yes, perfect. So if I go with group related, what AI does, it looks at the content of each card and try to find a logical group for them. Let's see. It created two groups, marketing strategy and project planning. I don't go further than this, but you got the concept, yeah? So from here, I want to send a summary to my manager and let him know I've done such a thing. So what I can do, I can click on summarize here. So if I click on summarize, it will summarize the content of the page and give me a key takeaway, and one paragraph. Everyone can generate the same thing? Yes, perfect. Now, I want to put that in a Confluence page for him to have visibility. So what I'll do, I'll go on create page, and it will create a page, which is copy and paste of what it was there to a new Confluence page. It saves me a copy and paste, two copies of paste, two copy and paste, one for title, one for content. And I can publish the page. This is how AI works in that scenario. So keep the AI beside now. When you create a page in Confluence, if you have not saved it yet and published that, you can delete it straight away. So this page that you have, you can go to these three dots. Instead of publishing and then deleting, you can just go to last item, which says delete unpublished page. This means this page will not be published, but will be deleted straight away, which is what I want to do for this use case. Cool. I guess the rest can be explored by you. I just wanted to show the capability of AI in whiteboard, also in whiteboard and page as well. So the rest are quite similar too. Cool. Now let's look at the concept of database. I think I should have. Okay, let's go through the another types of content, which is database. So database content type from Atlassian is a way to visualize data from different resources. And what do I mean by that? So I can say this one, it has a table by default. You can change the view. Let's go with the simplest one. It's a table. So I want to know about say Confluence space lockdown. So just as an example, yeah, so it doesn't need to be real. Then I can add different columns which represent different values. So what I like to do here is I want to add a column, and this column should be a link to a page in Confluence. So I want that to be fixed dynamic. Yes, page link fit. That's all I want that this is set. Yes. Okay, so I can go and copy a link of a Confluence page, for example, this one, and I can add it to my table here. Also, I know that this activity has a Jira ticket associated with that too. So what I'll do, I'll go plus here, and this time I would select Jira work item. So I know that this task is also tracked in Jira as well. Which Jira instance? So you don't have these too many options, but if you do, just select Woolworths Jira, and then let's go and set the value. So I can go with, let me find a real one for this one. So you can imagine how we can bring information from different parts into one single table, and the information is dynamic too. So it's not something that you need to update if it's not text. So you can go and get that done. For now, I'll just grab this URL, this task, which is completed anyway, but it's good to have it there. Cool. And also, I want to know the status of these Jira work items as well. So you can see I can drill down and say, I want this issue type or this work item, and I want, for example, the assignee value, or let's go with assignee of this, and close it. Okay, so I'll just remove this one. Okay, what we have a page or a database which has a text title. It has linked to the Confluence page that this topic has stored. It also has a link to the Jira issue. Also has a section which I can bring different Jira details into one page. So technically, it's a blank canvas for everything that you can imagine. There are different ways of looking into that. So this is the table view. There's also card view as well, that you can see them in card view and also in a board view. So free for exploration. It's a very new, and Atlassian provide us with some examples, but I think it's a blank canvas, so you can become really creative on this. Cool. Let's move on to the next one for the smart link. I did provide you with a URL, so you could see what's going on. Let's just create another one. I'll go to a smart link. All I want you to know is that you can link different types of content to that. So Atlassian says over 1,000 supported products. So you can imagine how many items you can add to your tree without needing to let the user go somewhere else. So everything will be in one location. So it has Jira, it has Drive, it has a Microsoft as well. So all of them could be added here for the context. Cool. I think we are well covered the creating content. We identify different types of content. We talk about the folder. We create some content with AI, so we know where things are located from that point. Next point is search. So we also went through search together. Let's do another search here. This time I'll go with Confluence changes. So what I want to present here is the options that we have here. So when you do the standard search in Confluence, not the AI version, you can specify which space or spaces you want this search to go and search for you. So you can specify that to get a more narrow view of what you exactly want to see. You can also define who should be the person who created or edited the page. So again, to narrow down the search. And when it was last updated, so you can only ask for content that was updated in the last 30 days, for example. So you start to narrow down the outcome. And also you can define which type of content you want is to go and search for. Now you know that content is not just the page, it's also blog, it's database and a smart link and a whiteboard. So you can go with all of them. So that's recent. You can specify the label, and you can also add more filters to it. So you see that the simple search option in Confluence also gives you some level of flexibility in order to find the content that you really want and not go and search everywhere in Confluence. Cool. So if we go back to our slides, we did go through these ones here. For any AI, we need to mention this. Accuracy and reliability is with us, so we need to make sure we use it responsibly, and it does not replace the human judgment. And if you run one query, you may get two different results. So always you need to make sure that you review that. Cool. Now let's go to Content Manager. So this is our next topic for us. So I'll leave this space here for now, and I go to my personal space here. Cool. If you follow me, where it says your name there is a dot, some dots here. So if you click on that, you'll see some options. This is your personal space. If you also have a non-personal space, for example, for your team, it's the same scenario. The reason which I'm saying go to your personal space, because I'm sure everyone has one personal space for themselves. That's where we do our testing here. So if I go to Content Manager here in your space, a page like this will show up here. So Content Manager allows you to do bulk changes within the space that you are without going and do each of them manually. For example, I can select everything which I have in Confluence training and archive them all with one go. I can delete them straight away. Or if I'm in a team environment and a member of our team has left the group, I can select the pages or content that he owns and change the owner of that to someone who is actively working on that. We know in Confluence we have a status as well. We can change the status in bulk as well. So this is where we can do bulk changes in our space without going and doing each of them one by one. You can also go with automation. We don't cover it on this session. Cool. Let's explore what options do we have on top and why and when we need to use them. So we can list pages that it was last active in, say, 3 months ago. Over 3 months ago. So from over 3 months ago, they've been active. And I can also filter pages here, which the owner is myself, and status of the page is on draft. And I want to also see when it was created. I don't see it here. What do? I go to column and I start to bring more data to my table because I want to see when it was last updated and when it was created. So when I do that, I get a better view of, okay, this content type is page, and it was last updated on this time. All of this information give us more information. So when we want to do a bulk change on them, we'll be more informed by the attributes. So now I can go and archive them because I don't see any reason for them to be there anymore. Cool. So this is the content manager. Explore that. Make sure that you don't delete something. I'll show you where you can restore archive ones, but for now, just make sure you don't delete anything. Cool. Next part is space details. So right from here, you can see space details. Space details is where you get, as the name suggests, you get more details of a space. Each space should have one owner, but a space can have more than one admin. So there's a differentiation between a space owner and admins. A space owner could be one person, but a space admins could be a few. So for this use case, I'll take you through another example. For example, if I look at spaces and I look at admin space, for example, and from here, same place here, and go to space details. While I'm the owner, but this space has a few admins. So this is a new concept that Atlassian introduced again. So we can assign different people as admin, and we can give them different level of access to. So which I'll go through them one by one as well. The other part is that each space has a key, similar to Jira, which has a key. Also, we can define different category for our spaces. For example, if you're a part of the people team, it will be easier for users to see the category of a space is people team or finance or DevOps or anything. That helps navigating the content much easier. So utilize this feature and make sure you do it for all of the spaces that you work with or the team works. So we have a standardization across the board. Next topic, in our where is general settings. Let's go to general settings. So if I go to here, I have the general setting here. So there was a question from, I think it was here. Here you ask why I don't see block. Is that right?
Yes. Yes.
Cool. So although those features exist in every single space, depending on if the admin enabled or disabled, you may or may not see some features. So to do that, you just need to go general and click on features. Here is where you can see each item is turned on or off. So if I go to my personal space and go to the same place as space settings and go to general tab, open it up and go to feature, I can see my question and calendar and shortcut and apps are deactivated, while in the Atlassian administrator's space, all of them are turned on. Even the folder feature, if you don't see that, it must be turned off in the general feature section. So this is where you can activate those items and use them. They all exist, it just needs to be activated. Archive a space. If you don't need a space and the information is not relevant, you can archive it. That means it doesn't come up in search. But if someone has a direct link to a page in an archive space, they will still access that. Send a space to trash. So we don't recommend doing that because we need to keep the data at least for 7 years for compliance reason. Please don't enable that. Export a space. Again, we don't recommend it because of data breach and everything else. This option does exist, and some people have access to do such a thing. So I'll go through the permission, and you know how to work on your permission to remove this feature from users. Avatar and status. So on each space, we have option to select different status for a page, similar to Jira. In Jira, we had to do in progress, done, canceled, and all of that. In Confluence, it's much limited. So it comes with 3 defined. You can add 1 more. So this is the but I don't work with that. So I'll go back to my space. So I'll show you what do I have avatars. So here I have defined 2 here. I can change them and I can create new ones. So I want to use content. I want to create a status, name it as demo test. And the beauty of a status is that you can trigger automations based on that. So you can say if the status of a page has changed from in progress to do, create this Jira ticket in this project with this issue type. So you can do that. So you can use it as a way to trigger other stuff. So here, I just don't want to use this, and I can just create a status. Be mindful, keep it simple, make sure if you have multiple spaces, you follow the same principle of naming convention and call them the same. Otherwise, in one of them, it will be to do, in the other one is doing. So make sure that you follow the structure, the standard approach to make sure everything is the same. Cool. So going down is convert pages. So disabled, relevant. So you can display or not display relevant information, and page approval, which we don't go through it anyway. Cool. Let's move to next one, space access. Very, very important topic, especially in this situation right now. You need to make sure that your space, your personal space, and your team space is safe. So if you go to a space access, you can manage individual users who can access your space as individual, and there are different sections here. So we can see all, view, delete, add, archive, delete, for block, for comment, for attachment, for restriction, and for space export. Review this section of your space. Make sure that the right people have right access. So make sure no one or very limited has access to restrict the page, and most importantly, export, because they can export the data and import it in another instance altogether. So be really, really careful about giving people access to that. This is where you go with the group. So in this use case, I deleted that because I don't want anyone to access to my space. But if we go to the more accessible one, which is in this case, the Atlassian administrator, and we look at the space access under the groups, you can see that administrators have access and they can export, but Confluence-users, they only can view and they only can add comment. So this is how you govern that. Cool. I'm conscious of time. We have 11 minutes. Content setting is the next one. So content setting is the next one here. So content, as I mentioned, we can reorder the pages. If I have a page which I want to change the order, I can just drag and drop it. I can sort them based on alphabet if I want to, if you have a large one. So you need to just go and click on sort alphabetically, and it will do it for you. If a page has been hidden, you will see that page has been hidden by a user, so you can also access that. And if a page is has been defined, but there is no such a page, you will see that here as well. So these are different parts for content. You can see all the attachments within your space in this section here. If something has been deleted, you can look at the trash section and see all of those and either restore or purge. A restricted page, if someone decides to restrict a page for specific users, you can access them as a Confluence admin and change the restriction or remove that completely altogether. If someone decides to archive a page, you as a space admin, you have the visibility to see all of those pages and decide to restore them if you want to. So this is archived. I can go here and I can click on restore to restore the page. Cool. So the last topic is search, which we've gone through that together. Support. So this is our first training session out of 3. So the next one is intermediate and the next one is advanced. Advanced in a way which is more for a space admin. So you can attend these sessions. So the coach team will take over for the fundamental, and they will have these sessions more and more, where you can get if you need any support. So there is a Confluence. There is a ServiceVow ticketing system for Jira and Confluence. Raise your request there, and the support team will help you to fix those issues. In terms of points of contact, Zubin, which is on the call, I guess, he is the product owner of productivity and work management, and I'm working as an engineer on his squad. Simon Butler is the senior manager of end user computing. In terms of training, Atlassian has university courses which are free of charge. You can attend them whenever you want. We created a page here to guide users where to go, how to find the page. Also, we created a category so you can see what you're going to learn if you proceed with that approach. If you have a specific training requirement, we can always organize that for you if it's outside of the summer ones. So we discussed about ServiceVow, and also we have a knowledge base space in Confluence that you can access. There are different topics, including Confluence. So these are all Atlassian product knowledge base documents, and there's a Confluence as well that you can explore different topics. Beside that, any question? So Kia asked a question from Zubin. So I'm guessing Zubin is on the call. First document within that folder. Kia, can you elaborate on that?
Sure. When you create a folder, and then let's say you've got tens of documents within that folder, there's no way you can directly link to that folder unless you go to that 3 dots and then say copied link. But then if you paste the link, it actually automatically goes and open up the first document in that folder, not the folder itself.
Yeah. That's something that it behaves right now, Kia. So the folder is not a content type, so we can link it to, as we do for page or blog or the other parts. And what you've done is all we can do at this stage. What expected outcome would you like to have for this one, Kia?
Something similar to the pages. So you have a parent page, and then you have some, kind of children below that. And then when you click on the parent, then actually it goes and stand up at the top of, that hierarchy, and you can see the children. So the problem with the folder is, for example, I have put all the related kind of document within a folder, but I cannot share that folder because, it goes to one document, and then the people that I'm sharing that link with think that I'm actually sharing that only document with them and not the whole thing.
Yeah, I know what you mean. So can you add a children macro to each page by any chance? Or similar content macro? That way you have your content also on the right-hand side or left-hand side. You have a macro which lists all the relevant pages in that.
I think that's what we need. So I expected, the Confluence to create like a landing page as a folder. So when you click on a folder, you see all the relevant.
That's exactly the differentiation here between parent page as a page and folder. So folder is a container in a way. So if you want to bring everything under that parent page, maybe going with a standard parent and children approach would work better for this use case.
Yeah, that's what I changed. So when I realized that there is a folder option, I actually was so excited. I just created that folder, dumped everything in there, and then realized that, oops, I can't link directly to it. So I changed it back to a parent page, children.
Sure. Yeah, we'll pass that feedback to Atlassian. We do have a weekly session with Atlassian, so I'll make sure I'll pass that message to them.
Right, thanks.
You're welcome. Any other question?
I have another question if no one else has.
Sure, go for it.
It's probably asking Zubin. Zubin, you know that Atlassian has an AI kind of service called Robio or something like that.
Rovo,
yes, Rovo. So the AI that we are using in Confluence, is it related to that Rovo? Like Rovo is behind the scene, or it's completely different?
It's different. So the AI features we've got access to is more like the in-product experience. Rovo is a separate product. And essentially how it functions is in the UI, you'll have like a panel on the right-hand side where it's like ChatGPT. You can have like a conversation. You can go back and forth. And it's also got the ability to create agents, just like how you have agents with Gemini, right? Different agents for different use cases. We are testing it at the moment with an internal POC. Hope to begin a pilot soon or in Q2. So happy to include you into that here. So it's a separate piece that needs to be activated.
Beautiful, thank you.
thank you, Zubin. Okay. I guess there is no other question. Yes, Kia.
I have another one. Sorry,
Sure.
I'm bombarding everyone with questions. So there's another question with the active, that smart link. Can you add a document like Notebook LM as a smart kind of link so that while you're in the Confluence, you can still interact with that live document?
I haven't experimented that yet, Kia. I can get back to you on that.
Brilliant. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
And that was my last question, I promise.
Cool. Thank you. Perfect. Thank you so much. I really appreciate everyone stick around. So we heavily rely on your feedback. So the feedback link is there. I would like you to spend 2 minutes on this one while still we have some time towards the 3. So please fill it out. Be as transparent and honest as possible. Would like honest feedback, and we take them on board. The exercise that you've seen today was a direct reflection of the feedback which we have received, myself, Michelle, and Rob. So this is the first one. So I'll reshare that in the chat. Also, there is another one for you to enroll for the future sessions, I'm guessing. Yes, it is. So you can indicate your interest in attending in any of the remaining 2 sessions. Also, the recording of this session will be available later on in our Confluence page with the slides, so you can have everything in one go. And we'll send you, Michelle will send you most likely an email which contains the Confluence page, recording, and slides as well. If nothing else needs to be discussed, thank you so much. And yeah, thank you so much for your time. And we'll see you in next sessions. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot.
Thanks.